Hi guys!
Hey guys!
So for today's video, like we promised that we're going to talk about hospital bill and everything about
The cost and all
cost and all of that, because you know when you get hospitalized, it's not easy. If you go into a private, it's expected that it's a lot more expensive compared to when you go in public, but the service is also, there's a huge difference. So
the amenities, the rooms are better. You can get a private room with air conditioning.
yeah,
Public hospitals, you just take what they have, which usually is a cot in the hallway.
and no AC, it's really hot. But you know, no matter how comfortable the room is, it still sucks to be in the hospital. And we just want to let everybody know that he got out of there because the doctor gave him the choice.
Right. The doctor told me, they did blood test results all the time. That's why all these bruises, man, from taking blood. And, she finally came in the day we got discharged and said, thumbs up, all your test results are in the normal range, which is great. Creatine was in the normal range, potassium normal range, blood sugar level was in the normal range, everything was in the normal range. And I had it's not a sonogram, but ultrasound scheduled to do, but they couldn't do it that day. They were going to do it the next morning, and I told her, I'll come back. I don't want to stay another night.
Yeah, and the reason for he has now a kidney specialist or nephrologist, so that she can monitor Dennis, because he has we mentioned it before that he has a chronic kidney disease, and that we only found out about a year ago, but it's actually mostly caused by his diabetes also.
Diabetes, yeah.
So
the original cause of it.
And triggered it with other things, bad diet, and also some medications. That's why you have to be very careful. So anyway, let's get down to this.
We have a plan. The new kidney specialist has a plan. She changed my medication, gave me some new medication. I'm going to do a blood test once a week, send it to her office for 3 weeks, and then go see her with a visit on the 4th week, and she's going to see what progress we've made or whatever, and adjust the plan to try to keep all the numbers in normal range.
Mainly, this every week blood test is to monitor his potassium level, and of course his creatinine and all that. So anyway, let's talk about what we need to talk about now. So the hospital bill, surprisingly guys, this time the PhilHealth took an effect. So it took about
3 months.
About 3 months since we paid the 1 year.
There's a catch on PhilHealth that says you have to have paid at least three months out of the last 6 months for your PhilHealth to be effective as soon as you pay. Okay, we hadn't had PhilHealth before. When we paid, it was February when we paid for PhilHealth, which is 17,000 pesos, around $300. But we paid for January, which was already gone. We paid for February and paid for March. So the 1st of April, the 3-month waiting period was up, even though we only waited a month and a half. 3 months prior, before it went effective. So April 1st, it became effective. And that was the catch on PhilHealth.
Well, we actually did not expect that it would take an effect, because the PhilHealth office here in town told us that it's we can use it after 6 months, and there are other viewers said that it takes 3 months, some of them 6 months. Right. So we really didn't know at the time when Dennis was hospitalized, but then the girl who checked it said that it works now, it approved. So here's the thing.
That's great.
Yeah, here's the thing about the bill. So last time when he was hospitalized for 5 nights at the hospital, the bill came down to 53,000 pesos.
The last time I didn't have insurance.
Yeah, there was no insurance at that time, so we paid cash for it. The 53,000 was not, of course, we had to get other things from the outside. We bought some other medicines. And this time, guys, this is what I was kind of
Same
puzzled.
hospital.
Yeah, same hospital. So Dini spent a couple of nights. The bill was 50,000 pesos. Okay, wow, 2 nights, 50,000
The
pesos.
last time it was 50,000 for 5 nights, right?
53,000 pesos for
Wow.
5 nights. So this time 50,000 for 2 nights. But because there's a deduction of a senior, the senior was about actually almost 10,000, and the PhilHealth paid 16,000 pesos. So the bill that we had to pay in total is 20,000 pesos because all the other bill was covered by senior discount and PhilHealth discount. But I just don't understand why it's so different. Imagine when we were paying cash, it cost 53,000 pesos for 5 nights, and then for this time here 2 nights, and then all of a sudden it's 50, and because the senior covered it, senior discount, and PhilHealth covered it, so that's why we only wind up paying 20,000 something.
Yeah. I mean, I typical insurance scam to me. I mean, they do it all over the world, and I think the U.S. does it all the time. That's why U.S. a lot of healthcare providers, whether it's a dentist or doctors, won't take you if you pay cash. They want some kind of insurance. Because they make more money that way.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. It seems like they like it when you actually have PhilHealth.
Right.
Maybe because they can bill you more.
I don't know what kind of system.
This is the difference. Last time, when you were hospitalized there, the doctor that been seeing you, that doing rounds, charge you 4,000 per visit.
Mm-hmm.
So this doctor here, this time it cost about over 7,000 pesos
per day.
Per day, almost 15,000 pesos for 2 days.
And last time the room was more expensive than it was this time.
Yeah, I was.
Room was cheaper this time, but if you go day by day, it was more expensive this time. So I think a lot of that had to do with what the doctor charged, because they know you have PhilHealth, and so how can you really complain? Because if you got PhilHealth, you're going to pay cheaper. It's not going to cost you as much money.
Right.
But the bill is going to be bigger.
Why is the bill so much bigger compared to cash? And they literally like if you have insurance.
Yeah.
And but because in here, guys, it's not like in the US, like, oh, you have to have insurance. They will accept you here if you don't have insurance as long as you have cash to pay.
Right, yeah.
That's
And PhilHealth pays a third.
So the bill was 50,000 and the PhilHealth paid 16,000 pesos.
Yeah. So they paid just about a third.
Yeah, and the senior discount was over 9,000 pesos.
Which is good, man. They getting that senior discount.
Yeah, I now realize that I actually need to get Dini's senior card. We need to do it very soon because it actually helps. I just discovered it that if you go to the pharmacy and there are some certain medications that the senior will give a discount. Not all medications, but some of those medications like lisinopril that I bought the other day, they covered that. So it helps a lot.
There's some guys out there that said, PhilHealth is not worth nothing. Well, it costs $300 for a year, 70,000 pesos. So whatever the exchange rate is, it's under 300, I believe. But for a full year's coverage, and our first time that we used it, it saved us. We paid 17,000 pesos to get it. First time we used it, PhilHealth paid, what was it, 16,000?
Yeah.
Of the bill, so it's already paid for itself. Now the rest of the year, whenever we use it again, it'll be saving us money. So
yeah, but what really I cannot move on that about the bill, the difference of the bill. A year ago, 53,000 for 5 nights, and this time 2 nights for 50,000. Like,
because we had insurance, although it cost us less money.
We would have paid about the same, except that oh, there's senior discount and PhilHealth, so I guess they can charge more.
Yeah, well, if we were paying cash this time,
Yeah.
the bill would have been different.
The bill would probably be about a little over 20,000.
Yeah.
Because last time, how come it was only 53,000 then when we stayed five nights?
So yeah,
because
go ahead.
because if we would have PhilHealth at the time, I don't think it was 53,000. It was probably gonna be 100,000, and then the senior discount minus senior discount and minus PhilHealth. So we're still gonna wind up paying 53.
With the senior discount and PhilHealth, they paid 25,000. We paid 20,000. So we paid less than we would have normally. 9,000 and 16, 25,000. That's what they paid between the senior discount and PhilHealth. They paid 25, we paid 20.
The senior discount, I see it was 9,800 something, so it's almost 10,000.
yeah.
And the PhilHealth also is 16,000, like almost 17,000.
So basically, we're still self-insured. You know, we don't have Pacific Health or whatever it is and all that, but they are very expensive, and you get denied for a lot of things. I don't know a whole lot about those insurance companies, but I've heard a lot of people complain about them.
Yeah.
You know, but PhilHealth is pretty simple, man.
Yeah, the PhilHealth they're cheap, and seems like it's about the same. You either you have PhilHealth or not, you pay the same bill, except that when you have PhilHealth, they can charge more because you have PhilHealth.
Right.
And if you only paid cash, they will charge you just the minimal, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how that insurance thing works. I know my sister in the U.S., she worked for an insurance company in billing. She knew all of that back and forth, and yeah, they make a lot more money on insurance billing than they do with cash customers. And anyway, that's the story here. So PhilHealth to us is well worth it. It's not a waste of money. It pays for itself. And we used it one time and it paid for itself. Now the rest of this year, if we use it at all, it's going to be saving us money.
yeah, if we would have waited for a little bit for that eye surgery, we could have actually used the PhilHealth.
Yeah, see, I went in that eye surgery on March 31st because, you know, the price they quoted me, I decided, well, I want to do it and get it done. I was tired of seeing out of one eye. If I would have waited one more day,
I think you're already
PhilHealth would have
covered.
kicked in.
I think maybe I don't know, just for me, I don't want to make an accusation. Maybe they made it scheduled for the 31st because they know on the April it will kick in. I
don't know if they knew that, but I mean, I kind of guessed it.
Because if they use the insurance on you, they will have to wait for a while for the PhilHealth to pay for them. The cash is like right away, you
That
know.
was another price I paid for being impatient. You know, I should've
Yeah, I
went.
know. I told Dennis, but do you think you can wait? He said, I'm
sick of it.
tired of seeing on one eye, and so we could have saved the whole, like the third.
We
of what
weren't
paid.
positive about PhilHealth until it actually happened, and then it all made sense. Yeah, 3 months. There's a 3 months wait from the time you pay, unless you've been there last year and you paid the previous 3 months. Then it goes into effect immediately.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, we learned, there was a bunch of rumors of this and that, but we found out the hard way what's true and what's not.
Yes.
But yeah, I would have waited another day, but I didn't know it then, and I was sick of being one-eyed, you know.
Yeah, that is the reason why, guys, we wanna share this with you about our experience here, about hospitalization and the cost and the service.
How much was the room at night?
When he was hospitalized the first time, it was 3,700, and this time it was only 3,000 per night
Per
for
night.
that room, the biggest room they have.
Yeah, you know, they have a ward, then they have a semi-private room,
Yeah.
They have private room, and I don't know what
The private room is you're by yourself, but it's smaller than the one we have, and there's no water dispenser and no hot shower. The one we stayed at, there's hot shower. You have your own dispenser and a
Microwave.
refrigerator. Yeah, microwave.
TV.
Yeah, TV that didn't work. No Netflix.
AC.
Yeah, there's AC, of course.
Yeah.
And so there's the semi-private where there's two of you in one room.
And it was a very nice room. It was big because they required two watchers.
Well, they didn't require it. The two watchers is the maximum. No more third watcher, just two. Yeah, so you can have one watcher or two, but no more than that. Maybe because they don't want to use the more water, more something
well,
like
I'm
that.
sure, but they don't provide. The room we had two little love seats in it, where you and Meredith slept.
Yeah.
They weren't even big enough for you guys to stretch out.
Yeah, that's why we had to put that chair in our feet so that we can stretch our
out.
legs.
Yeah, they don't provide cots. They don't provide blankets or pillows for the watchers. You got to provide all that yourself.
Yeah, and they allowed to have visitors until 8 o'clock in the evening because there are guards that would check morning, afternoon, evening. So make sure that there's no more than two watchers there.
Yeah, they have a pharmacy. So the way it works here is if they require you to get medication, one of the watchers has to go to the pharmacy, buy the medication, and take it back to the nurse's station. And they dispense it to you.
Yeah.
So there's something for the watcher to do all the time. One of the watchers has to go get food and bring it back in.
That's why it's very important to have two. So while the other one is running around, the other one is watching the patient.
Yeah.
There's also another thing in there. I don't know if it's like that in the US, that if you have like maintenance all the medicines you have, and if you bring it to the hospital, they give you the options, either you keep it or you surrender it to them, the nurse station.
I would say keep it.
And they will be the one to give it to you. But last time we choose that we decided we were gonna do it ourselves. The time before that, we were in a hurry, not prepared, so we bought everything from the pharmacy. So they were the one who gave you all the medications.
This time we kept the medication, but the nurse would come in. You had to
instruct you
on what to give, our own medicine, when to give it to me. And sometimes they got it wrong.
Yeah, I know, really, guys.
So that was a good thing we kept control of that.
Yeah, I just realized that there can be mistakes made all the time. Well, not all the time, but sometimes they can get it all mixed up,
Yeah, there's some other things that are different than the U.S. Like here, if they're going to do blood work, you have to fast. They tell you no food and no drink, no water, no nothing. Well, in the U.S., they tell you drink all the water you can to hydrate yourself, so your veins are will show, and they can get them. Here, they don't want you to drink water. Well, I drink it anyway.
And just tell them that, did you drink water? No, but he drank water anyway. And I go, why did you not listen? And that's why some of the patients are also wondering, did your husband have to fast and not drink water? And I go, yeah, they told him not to eat anything or drink anything. And she said, yeah, I know, but the other place told me that I can drink water, but in here it's different. So it's kind of like different
everywhere you go.
Yeah, so I think it depends on what they believe, because they think that maybe drinking water can interrupt or make it not accurate for the result. So I don't know, does it really matter that you drink water?
Well, I mean, in the U.S., they've always told me to hydrate myself before. All night during fasting, hydrate yourself.
Imagine not drinking water for like 15 hours. Like last time, you had to fast for many hours. So and then he's diabetic. He was hungry. I kind of like, when are you gonna do an ultrasound to him, because he's diabetic. He can't fast that long. He gets shaky.
But the nurses were very attentive.
Oh yeah.
Some of them were trainees. Obviously, there was always trainees on the job, but there were nurses there that knew what they were doing. It was just that I am hard to hit with a needle because of my veins and all of that. They did the best they can, and they felt bad. All of them did except for one. she stuck me to the bone every time. You know, but I think she had an issue against a white man with a young Filipino wife.
I don't know, honey. It's not about against you. It's just she cannot really
She
get
sure
it
made
right.
it feel personal.
No, she was just trying to do her job, and she couldn't do it. She couldn't. You get it right.
She did a little more than just try to do her job.
I know you've been complaining, and she was the one who poked you with that IV that it was hurting so bad. Dennis woke up in the middle of the night. Like, oh my God, it's hurting so bad, and the nurses had to come because they pulled it out, and then they said that the plastic is kind of like poking in your bone.
Oh yeah, yeah. She wanted to
Wow.
make damn sure she got it in there.
We got some experience about hospitalization.
Yeah.
There is a big difference about staying in a public hospital because, like I said, one of my family also experienced being in a public hospital, especially on local hospital. Sometimes they even run out of bed. Sometimes they have to lay in the hallway. And when Rara was hospitalized and had to be admitted there in their town, there is no bed. Mylene has to just lay in the chair. Not lay. Sit on the chair holding
plastic chair like that.
Yeah. In a plastic chair like that, no armrest, holding Rara all night because there's
In the
just no
hallway.
available bed. So I go, I can't watch them. Tomorrow they need to move somewhere else. So that's why,
We got them and moved them to the hospital.
yeah, they move into the Nabunturan Doctor, which is just in our town.
Yeah.
And I can imagine you being in that situation if you go to the
Tough,
public
man.
hospital. Yeah, it's very tough. But if you don't have a choice, that's what you have to do. That's why I told Dennis, whatever happens, we need to get you in a comfortable place, even if we have to loan our house. But he gets
No, I'm never going to do that.
he gets always
no.
mad about me saying like, if I have to sell the house or loan the house,
no, I
I
would
would
do
do
that.
it for to save him.
No, you're not. I'm 80 years old already.
Still,
They're not going to hawk the house to squeeze another 6 months of life out of me. I'm not going to do that.
still, I cannot watch you. Like if there's something I can do, and
Well, you have to stay at your parents' while I...
I can stay at my parents, and they have a little hut there in the farm. I could live there. It's not like
But they do have good health care. Some of the commenters were saying, and I wanted to address that, run to the U.S. where there's good health care. And there's good health care here. You just have to be selective on where you go and, what you want. But you can get good health care here.
Yeah, definitely.
This is a poor country, and obviously, but they have modern equipment in the hospitals.
Exactly.
Portable X-ray machines, they got all that stuff, man.
If you go to a smaller towns, you're not gonna be able to find like complete equipment,
Yeah,
and they
yes.
don't have everything. But if you go to bigger cities, private, they have everything. You just have to pay a little more. But if you
Right.
can afford it, why not? And if you have PhilHealth, you can use that too. But the PhilHealth won't cover as much as they do as the public, because a lot of times in public they will cover like up to 100%. So if you're in private, they will only cover so much because that's your choice.
Save all solution to everything anymore. They canceled my Medicare because, and they sent me a letter that your Medicare has been canceled because, and I've been here 8 years by then. Your Medicare has been canceled because your number has come up in some Medicare fraud cases. Well, how can that be when I've been in the Philippines for 6 months?
Yeah, I'm sure if you go back to the
So
US,
it was when Doge was going through and reducing Medicare rolls. That's when I got the letter. So if you ever come back to the U.S., go in the office. We'll give you another number.
yeah, well, if you go back to the US, you can probably sort it out, but you're not gonna pay like 200,000 pesos of the fare
No.
and pocket money just to
Yeah.
fix that.
So it's not a solution for me.
Yeah, if you are scared about, oh my gosh, if you go in a Philippines hospital, oh, it's gonna be wrong. There are good healthcare providers here. You go to big cities, there are some nice, good hospitals here that have everything you need, the tests and all.
Yeah, they have St. Luke's in Manila. I understand it's a world-class hospital.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we wanted to just share with you what we know now and based on our experience. So it will also give you some idea for those who hasn't experienced it yet and those who are planning to move here and scared about, oh my gosh, when I need to go to the hospital, where do I go and do I get the best healthcare provider that I need? Or you can
Yeah, you can.
you go to big cities.
Yeah, go to a private hospital. You have to go to a private hospital. But like I said, we're self-insured, so been lucky that even though I've had some issues while we're here, we've been lucky we've been able to handle it.
Yeah.
And but now with the senior discount on not only the hospitalization but medicine.
Yeah. And I need to get that ID because last time they were looking for your senior ID and I cannot provide that. Thankfully, they accepted your government government ID. He said that next time you need to really get that senior card. So we were going to do that very soon. I'm gonna go in town in our municipality to see how do I get that senior card because it does help. So guys, I think we have already said what we could think of to share with you.
We're trying to remember all the questions you had, and hopefully we can answer them. But I know there was always a big question mark on PhilHealth.
Yeah.
And I hope we cleared that up.
Yeah. The PhilHealth, I don't know. I mean, you would think that with the PhilHealth, our bill would be less than 20,000 since we have PhilHealth.
But we paid less money.
Well, of course, because we only stayed there for 2 nights. Because like I said, imagine for 5 nights that you stayed there last time, you paid 53,000.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have PhilHealth at that time. And then this time, 2 nights, you paid 20,000.
And the rooms were more expensive last time.
Yeah, more expensive last time. But I think it's the same. With or without the PhilHealth, we would have paid the same.
Very possible.
Possible, yeah.
Who knows?
Why would they bill us 50,000 for 2 nights then?
Yeah, I know.
How do you explain that compared to 5 nights and 53?
I don't want to get into the government stuff.
Yeah, I know. We don't want to. Yeah. So leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I hope that this video provides some information that you need, and I hope this helps you. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Soon we're gonna try to process this senior ID and maybe we can also share how we get it. And thank you, guys. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.